This time I'll be continuing with the house rebuild, building walls, drywalling, replacing joists and fitting the rest of the doors. I'm starting by building the knee walls underneath the bedroom windows. 2x4s for the structure, held together with 100mm screws. I thought it would be easier to assemble the walls on the floor first, then move them into position. Diagonal braces in the corners keep the frame square whilst fitting the intermediate studs. I'm securing the new structure to the old with 100mm screws, making sure to hit studs and existing joists, checking for level as I go. Next, I'm securing battens to the wall for drywall. Drilling pilot holes, then fixing with plugs and screws. I want to increase the insulation within the wall, so I'm filling the void with 100mm mineral wool. With the insulation in place, I'm covering it with a vapour barrier. Joints are sealed with building tape or acoustic sealant. Same in the void above, insulation followed by a vapour barrier. All the ceilings are overboarded and fixed with 60mm screws. I cut the boards by scoring the back, flipping it over and snapping along the score line, then cutting through the paper. There's now a hole in the floor where the chimney used to be, and two joists are no longer supported. I need to remove the floorboards, so I'm cutting along the tongs. I really should remember the dust collector. The crosscuts are staggered along the joists. And the boards are pried up. These boards will be reused, so I'm trying not to damage them. The joists are now free, so I can pull them out. This trimmer joist needs to be doubled up, so I'm reusing part of the old joists. The new joists will sit on joist hangers at one end and rest on the wall at the other end. Next, I'm fitting the rest of the doors. The top hinges are set 150mm down and the bottom hinges are 230mm up. I measure the width and score along the outlines. The bulk of material is removed with a router and neatened up with a chisel. I've drilled small pilot holes for screws and then fixed the hinges. The process is repeated on the door frames. A router with an edge guide keeps the mortises consistent. The door is lifted up on shims and secured in place with one screw per hinge. I'll add the rest of the screws later. To fit the door handles, I measure down from the top, drill a hole for the latch, score along the perimeter, remove the bulk of material with the router, and neaten up with a chisel. Next, I'm drilling a hole for the handle shaft, fitting the latch, and securing the handle. I've located the latch position on the frame, drilling a clearance hole removing the bulk of material with the router, and then neaten up. The door stops are made from 9mm MDF. I've wet the frame and applied a thin layer of polyurethane adhesive, then secured with 16 gauge nails. These small blocks will provide a fixing point for the skirting. I'm fixing them with adhesive, ensuring they're straight and square. All of the trim is made from MDF sheets, rough cut on the floor, and cut to size on the table saw. MDF calls for double dust extraction. I'm marking the trim reveal on the door frames, then marking the mitre position and direction on the trim. I'm applying adhesive to the back of the trim and securing with 16 gauge nails. More polyurethane adhesive in the mitres should keep them together. So the cost so far: pipework was 80, pipe fittings were 95, doors and windows were 2015, drywall was 545 and a professional plasterer was 2,415 and an additional radiator was 35. So the cost of this stage of the project was 5,185 and the cost so far is 121,040. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more. If you think I could or should have done something better, then add a comment below. And if you have any questions, add those below as well.